Hey guys, we're back with Chaos Child, and I was right the whole time. Suckers. Serica wasn't tiny, she was fake. Yeah, I'm just ready to get going. Like, I want to see, like, I want to get to the end. It's not gonna happen today, but like, what left is there to do? On the streets of Shibuya. Oh, Serica. Serica's running. She was out of breath and had a terrible headache. There's sweat all over her body. It wasn't from exhaustion. Running a few minutes wasn't enough to tire her out. Compared to what she had to do to her mind and body to commit the murders, this was nothing at all. Oh wait, there's something I wanted to look up. Hold on, we can do it now. Chaos Head NGM murders. The Chaos Head wiki? Make sure you don't go to the Chaos Child wiki. No. Okay, so the final one is on the 4th. Timeline of the related melts. Okay. Yeah, okay. The 3rd melt, which is the big earthquake, November 6th, that's the next day. That's probably going to be the same day as the climax of Chaos Child. I don't know why. I still don't get why they're replicating this. Unless Takumi's going to show up, which would be awesome. But I just wanted to know, like, how long in the universe we had. Compared to what she'd had to do to her mind and body to commit the murders, this was nothing at all. She touched the small cut on her stomach as she ran. She felt slick blood, a sensation she was long since tired of. She'd probably have to stitch it up. If her organs weren't ruptured, she'd be fine. She was used to getting stitches without anesthetic. She didn't even need a towel to bite down on to relieve the pain. The needle didn't even need to be a medical one. This terrible headache was new to her. Serica stopped when she saw there's no one around. She punched the wound on her stomach hard, 2 or 3 times. The sensation of a fierce external pain. Who wounded her? Did No get her? The sensation she was used to ran up to her spine. She hoped that it would alleviate the pain of her headache. She hoped that her brain would decide the pain of her open wound was more important than her headache. But is the headache maybe Takeru starting to realize she's not real? The headache didn't stop. It felt like a cold needle was being driven into her head with every heartbeat, as her mind screamed at her that something was terribly wrong. She knew why. Her head hurt. Her mind was capable of clarity. Is his Takeru or the main villain? I think it's Takeru. Her foe was far stronger than she'd expected. Mind control. Oh, is it? Unimaginably horrible form of hypnosis to make anyone do whatever you wanted. When he was an ally, she thought it was the greatest power imaginable. Now that he was an enemy, it seemed like the worst. Yeah. That's not right, she laughed to herself. He hadn't been an ally. He hadn't been a helper or a co-conspirator either. You could call him anything. He was a blackmailer. Are we gonna get the reveal? Like, the only other person who could be in that club room is the teacher. Unless Kazuki's evil, but it's a he. So, like, it had to be the teacher. But, like, I'm not happy with that as him being the main antagonist. The phone in her hand started vibrating. It wasn't the one she'd used when she pretended to be a normal person. She destroyed that a while ago, so that the police couldn't track her. The one he'd given her for communicating with him. Probably belonged to someone they'd killed. Perhaps he'd used mind control to steal it from someone who never even knew it was gone. She stared at the screen for a moment, finally decided to answer it. Oh, of course they got the filter. Like, if the teacher's the main antagonist, like the big one, like the big top dog, and there's no one else that's evil, just him, like Aunt Serica. So that's like, oh yeah, it's that. It'd be like if you remember that random old person Uki was with. They're the culprit. They did it. That person who has no screen presence whatsoever. They're evil. Ha ha ha. You know, that kind of thing. Okay, so Serica got mad at presumably the teacher, tried to attack him. This Senrika? He must have found something funny, because the man on the other end laughed. Serica's voice was filled with rage. He knew, yet he asked anyway. Either a sadist or some kind of sick hedonist. The methods he came up with for his murders always felt like one big joke.
どうして宮代拓郎を主犯に仕立て上げた一連の事件は全て南沢千里の犯行として決着させるはずだったろう。
Of course you were. Jerk, Serica thought to herself. Pardon my French. A warrant had been put out for Miyashiro only a few hours after Nono's death, in a way that would normally never be possible. No way they'd give out a miner's real name in that short span of time, unless he'd used his power.
一体どういうつもりだ。何？お前の力には随分助けられたからな。本来ならあいつを殺さなきゃいけないところを犯人として逮捕されるくらいで終わりにしてやるっつってんだ。
So she can read minds, okay. She hated the fact that she was on the phone. Without being able to see him, she couldn't read his mind. She wanted to know what he was really thinking.
南沢千里より彼を犯人として祭り上げた方が都合が良くなっただけだろう。余計なことを知っている彼は世間に出てこなくなる。その上、自分の姉と妹を殺した主犯ということで話題性もつく。その方が力士シールに注目も集まるからな。
Is that what it's all about? He's trying to get people to pay attention to the sumo stickers to figure out who's a psychic? Well, who's a gigolomaniac?
しかも、犯人として逮捕されて終わりだと。宮代拓郎は最初の犯行である9月7日時点ですでに18歳だ。
Is that why he waited until 2015? 2016?
犠牲者は7人。未成年としては犯罪史上最多。今の世論の流れなら十中八九、極刑になる。そんなことを私がわからないとでも。
そんなの最後やってみなければわからないじゃないか。
どうせお前が操作するんだろうが。
Erica yelled into her phone. The man started laughing again. She didn't know if it was because she'd yelled, because his laughter pissed her off, pardon my French. The headache got worse, which only made her even more angry.
Huh?
ふざけるな。彼が無事であること、これがお前に手を貸す唯一の条件だったはずだ。それ以外のことに私の価値などない。
You know, she does like us at least. What about Nono, though? Does she not care about Nono? Miyashiro Takuyo's survival. That's the one thing she cared about since she came into this world. Being a murderer, being an accomplice to murder, using her mind-reading powers to find psychics, she'd done it all for that reason. But now... Erica managed to stop herself from speaking. He was right. She thought it was the only way.
やってみなければわからない。お前の力は確かに脅威に見えるが、委員会の末端ができることには実は限界があるんじゃないのか。
That's why he'd come to help for her for help, right? She thought this is her only chance to save Miyashiro.
現に彼はまだ警察にもお前の手にも渡っていない。居場所がわからないんだろう。
確かに俺は末端どころか下っ端の下っ端。中枢メンバーすら知らない雑魚だけどよ。
Are we ever gonna get like a committee reveal? Like, I don't want there to be one, but like, what if it was revealed the whole time Dario was the leader of them all? Like, there's no way, like, it could be a named character, so it'd have to be something ridiculous if they did that. Then he spoke in a voice that sounded a little too deliberate. You could sense his lips curling into a smile. Finally gave a small get. Wait, don't go for Arimura! Leave her alone! She thought that was where he was hiding too. How did he know about Fusion? She whispered that to herself, he said.
あいつや飲むからどれだけ信頼されてると思ってんだ。
Is it... With that information, it makes it seem like Takuyo's dad, but he was at the club, yo, as Ito said, supposedly. That could be a red herring, but I want to believe in Ito's final message. Cedrica hung up the phone and started to run, ignoring the pain in her head. So that's it. Kunosato said in a voice that's almost too soft to hear. Then she put her hand up to her head and started to think. I told Kunosato the same thing I just told Shinjo-san. Shinjo-san had brought me back to Frisia and given me a stern warning not to leave again, and had quickly gone back to his investigation. In theory, looking for me.
本当にもうバカなことはやめてくださいね、宮代先輩。
まったくよ。有村ちゃんなんて泣きながら先輩が逮捕されちゃうって大変だったんだから。
泣いてません。
It's okay, you can cry for me, Arimori. I'd cry for you. Both Arimori and Momose were worried about me. I was grateful for that. The only ones who knew the truth were the other three people in this room. Shinjo-san, Kazuki, and Uki. We may have all had different goals, but if nothing else, they knew I wasn't the killer. They were working to find the real killer, Erika. Only now did I realize how stupid it was for me to run away. Later this morning, the thick fog in my brain had lifted a little. No, I'm fine. Don't think about revenge. Don't do anything dangerous. Live the same life as everyone else does. Don't get buried among the crowd. The words in the letter were like heavy weights, keeping me grounded.
Miyashiro. Arimura.
Question mark?
はい。
Kunosato turned away from the computer screen and towards us. Her expression was even more stern than usual.
前にも言ったと思うが、渋谷地震の際に目撃された白い光が、お前たちギガロマニアックスの発生に関係していると、私は確信している。
Did Momo say no? Like, I feel like this might have been something in Chaos said. Did Momo say no and like Bon and stuff? That the earthquake was man-made? It said on the wiki just now that there were 3 earthquakes, which I don't really remember. Which so like they could have had time to figure out about the first 2 or something.
震源域の中心付近にかつてプラネタリウムがあったのは知っているだろう。
Was there? Was that Noah?
そのプラネタリウムはある企業によって買い取られたのだが、新庄さんの聞き込みによれば、それ以降不審な男たちが目撃されるようになったそうだ。しかもそれと並行して多数のリアルブートらしき現象の目撃情報がある。
Okay.
さらにその企業は例の AH 東京総合病院と深い関係があることも分かった。
Wait, hasn't Kunosato mentioned the committee by name before? Or I know someone did.
つまりどういうことですか？
ここからは推測だが、プラネタリウムはあの地下施設と同じくギガロマニアックスの実験か何かに使われていたのではないかと思う。ところがあの地震でプラネタリウムは破壊され、いやあるいは逆にプラネタリウムでの実験にトラブルがあって地震を引き起こしたのかもしれないが。
It is a little like frustrating, I guess, that stuff we know from the first game is still being talked about like speculatively, and like I guess it's not a direct sequel, but still like.
とにかく実験中だったギガロマニアックスの発生因子とでも言うべきものが周囲に拡散されてしまった。私はそれが白い光だと考えている。
有村ちゃんたちの脳からギガロマニアックスの能力を引き出してしまった原因物質ってことかしらね。
Were they trying to make Gigalomaniacs?
物質じゃなくて電磁波みたいなものだとかエネルギーとかそういうものかもしれないけど。
ああ、つまりアレルゲンみたいなものですね。
Allergen? Allergen? They say it like that? An antigen that causes an allergic response in vertebrates. Wait, it doesn't happen in invertebrates? What?
全く違う。ちょっとばかり聞きかじっただけの言葉を使うな。バカは黙っていろ。
It's definitely a Hempel's raven, or maybe an Occam's razor even. Perhaps a Schrodinger's cat. Aramori frowned. Two of them still weren't getting along.
こうして光を浴びてしまった多数の人間の脳に発生因子が与えられたと考えられるが、ただし全員が覚醒したわけじゃない。これまでの研究によれば、脳がまだ発達段階で活発に活動している若い人間、その中でも
Only
脳
young
への負荷
people,
が非常に高
because
い
we don't
事
want
象
a
を
visual
経
novel
験した
about
者だ
adults.
けに
That'd be
能力
ridiculous.
の発現が見られる。
Oh, right. I nodded. Know exactly what she was talking about.
能力者の能力はその出来事というより、その出来事に対してどんな心理的作用が働いたかに依存している。
We've talked about that. The wish you made is what decides your powers, right?
ありていに言えばそういうことになるな。
Back when I first woke up from my coma, I experienced a lot of stress because my body wouldn't move the way I wanted it to. Never wanted to go through that again. Not only that, but the psychological stress I endured from wondering whether or not I might be stuck like that forever was also incredibly terrifying. That's why I'd gained the power of psychokinesis. Actually, every time he thinks he uses his power, it's actually an invisible Serica coming along and moving the thing for him. He doesn't actually have psychokinesis. I was telling that to Kunosato, my mind flashed back to how Nono helped me with my physical therapy. She done her best to cheer me up, times kind and gentle, times strict. She was always there for me. But now she was... Get a hold of yourself, Takuyo. Forced myself to snap out of it. Then I realized that Kunosato was staring at me.
宮代拓の能力はサイコキネシス。その発生要因は過酷なリハビリ。私もお前のことを調べてそう思い込んでいた。
For some reason, she looked frustrated. Incorrectly?
安易な判断と思い込み、私もまだまだ未熟だ。
You're getting the
本当な
reveal?
ら
Huh?
もっと早く。
Oh, sorry. What do you mean by that?
今も言ったろ。能力者はいずれも地震の時にギガロマニアックスの発生因子を浴びて
The
能
causal
力を
factor,
発現させ
yeah.
ている。おそらくあの過酷な地震が彼らに強いストレスと願望を与え、それが引き金となった。お前もそうだな、有村。
ええ。
Aramori talked about that before. That her powers had awoken during the earthquake. And the cause was because she wanted to know the truth.
山添右紀もそうだ。佐久間先生からのレポートによれば、能力の発現はやはり渋谷地震の直後だという。それとパイロキネシストのハイダリコ、あの女のこともようやく調べ終えたが。
Kunosato pointed to a corner of her screen. It was displaying the data about the pyrokinetic that had threatened us.
ハイダリコは渋谷地震で顔に火傷を負い、他の能力者と同様、その直後に覚醒している。
I mean, this isn't the case for everyone, though. Because, you know, Chaos had Gigalomaniacs had their powers before the earthquake. 12 years old at the time of the Shibuya earthquake. Medical records found on the data server of the hospital. Records show her face and body were badly burnt during the earthquake. The despair and hatred she felt linked to the causal factor to give her pyrokinetic powers. Yeah. Strange aspects of her death.
絶望感による過度のストレスと、他の人間に自分と同じ絶望を与えてやりたいという暗い願望が発生因子と結びついたらしい。これで分かったろ。
Oh, that's a new sprite, I think.
もちろん全ての能力者を調べたわけではないが、私が知る限り全員例の白い光を浴びた直後に能力を得ている。1年以上のタイムラグがあったものなど私の持っているデータの中にはいないんだよ。
Started to understand what Kunosato-san was trying to say. That's when I started to get a bad feeling.
情報を精査したところによると、能力者の力が発現する際には必ず大きな副作用が起こる。
Question mark?
耐え難いほどにひどい頭痛だ。これは血管拡張によるものだと思う。頭痛の原因の中では極めてポピュラーで、片頭痛と診断される痛みも血管が拡張するために起こる。ギガロマニアックスの場合の血管拡張は発生因子が引き金となって、
Okay, can we stop with the
そ
science
れに類し
explanation?
た
Just
神
get
経
on
伝達
with
物
it.
質が過剰に分泌されるのが原因というデータが出ているが、
Listen, did you say that? This in turn results in the swelling. Then she paused. She's probably trying to giving me time to think.
そこで宮代に質問だ。お前はリハビリの時にひどい頭痛を経験したことはあるのか？
But is that related to Senrika having a headache now? I tried to think. She's getting a different power? She's having like her anime power up where she gains a new power right at the important time in the final fight? Couldn't remember any pain in my head, just from the rest of the body, particularly my joints. No, I don't think so.
なら他の能力者と同じように地震の際にひどい頭痛を経験した瞬間があったはずだ。
Is that when he passed out at the hospital? Could hear my heart beat loudly. My vision started to blur, and my heart beat so loud that I could hear it.
その時お前は何をしていた？
Had a very bad feeling. What was I doing back then?
いや、正確に聞こう。地震の時にお前は何を望んだ？例えば危険を回避するために瓦礫を意のままに動かしたいと望んだのか？それでサイコキネシスを手に入れたのか？
I wished for a cute anime girl. That wasn't what I wished for. What I wished for back then was... Annoy! Serika, save me! Please. Please. Yeah! For a moment, it felt like the headache I'd experienced during the earthquake had come back. Grabbed my head in pain. Tried to get the idea out of my head, but it wouldn't disappear. No. That can't be right.
どうした？
You know, Takuya's lucky. Like, Shogun just got Takumi. You like, imagine if Serika was another Takumi. Kunosato stared at me. Her expression was as stern as ever. Soon after, she started typing on her computer. Now displayed a different set of data than before. Huh? For some reason, it felt like I was being driven further and further into a
これ
corner.
は尾上のカルテだ。日付は2009年11月21日。AH 東京総合病院の系列病院に残っていた。お前は地震の後、ここに入っていたと言っていたな。ということは、
Oh, that's where Serika got counseled.
ところが、尾上の記録はこれ以前には存在しない。そうでしたね、百瀬さん。
We couldn't find your family register or anything else, Momose-san said. Her voice sounded unreal and far away. That's impossible. Onoe's been by my side ever since we were little kids.
家が隣同士だったらしいな。
Did Kurosato look into their address? That's great.
当時、お前が住んでいたマンションは6階の角部屋。隣の住人の名前は新井。経営していた会社を引退した年金受給者の老夫婦だ。子供は設けていない。
My heart was now beating even louder, getting on my nerves. The strange sensation. To hear all of her words, couldn't understand what they meant. Even my breathing was getting faster. No, she lived next to me. Her parents were neglecting her.
その両親とやらに会ったことはあるのか？ 尾上には当時他に友達がいなかったそうだが、そもそも地震以前に尾上が誰か第三者と話しているのを見たことがあるか？
That's... I didn't. That was because she didn't have any friends. When we sometimes went outside, she was always with me, never left my side for an instant. Kunosato tapped on the keyboard and the screen changed. We already read this.
お前のカルテだ。その系列病院に残っていたものだ。
What's in the confidential folder? If only I'd found it sooner, she would. At some point, I started crying. I could see the screen through my blurry
お
vision.
前が昏睡状態に陥った原因は不明とされている。発生因子のことが解明できなかったんだろう。だが、その代わり、別の病院の精神科の診察記録が追記されている。
Another hospital? A psychology department? Never been to another hospital. Must have been some mistake.
2006年の日付か。お前が小学3年の時だな。イマジナリーフレンドへの過度の傾倒と診断されている。
Question mark? Imaginary friend?
簡単に言えば、空想上の友人のことだ。
Surprised there's not a tip for that. My fantasies? That's not true. The voice in my head said over and over.
イマジナリーフレンド自体は珍しいものじゃない。そもそも病気ではなく、幼児の3割近くが空想上の友達を持っている。何もない空間に話しかける子供に対して、幽霊が見えていると決めつけるオカルトマニアたちがいるが、そういうマニアの話を聞いたことくらいある。
Okay, we don't need to get off into a tangent about this, Kunosato. You're lying.
だが、思春期までイマジナリーフレンドを持続している人間となると、その数は激減する。乖離性同一性障害とは区別されているが、私に言わせれば、脳の状態はほぼ同一だ。お前の話に出てくる地震前の尾上は、お前を常に羨んでいたな。同じネグレクト状態にありながら、お前の方がマシだと。
Tried to yell at her to stop. My throat hurt too much for me to speak. A taste of blood filled my mouth. Must have bit my lip. Started crying without even realizing it.
イマジナリーフレンドの大半は友好的なものとして存在する。それで自分の承認欲求を満たすためだ。
Desire for esteem. General term for the desire for respect and recognition, be it from others or from one's ideal self. Fundamental physiological need in all humans. The need for food, sex, or sleep. An excessive desire for esteem, or those who are overly apathetic may have trouble communicating with others, and in some cases be suffering from a mental disorder. No!
自分に不利益な事実を空想上の友人に押し付けるのは、むしろ同一性障害に多く見られる症状なんだが。
Telling you, you're wrong. Kunosato's words were cold and
頭
uncompromising.
がおかしい。まともじゃないと言われたのは己じゃない。それを己に押し付けたお前なんだよ、宮代拓。
Is the chapter about to end? Was that a chapter end? No. Don't lie to me!
宮代先輩。
Got a soft hand on my shoulder and turned to look. It was Arimura. She looked at me like I was a young child in need of tender care. Stop it. Don't look at me like that.
久野里さんは嘘はついてない。
Ah, dang it! I hate it when she does that. All the feelings inside me went cold when I heard her words. Arimura said she was telling the truth. So she really was. Then that means I didn't want it to be true. Because if it was, then I'm the one who killed No. Means in the end, I'm the one who killed her.
そこまでにしてもらおう、久野里美代。
Cedrica! Suddenly heard a voice. Oh, can you guys hear that? You definitely can, right? I just now heard it. I don't know if it's been going on for a while. Did you say someone is like lowing their lawn? Mowing? Did I say lowing? Mowing their lawn outside or something. I could call it there. Yeah, sure, let's do that. It's a little bit of an awkward spot or a great spot, depending on how you consider it. It's like we're big cliffhanger, but like I don't know if I'll get a better spot to call it. So yeah, see you guys next time for something going down. I don't know if Takeru Senrika team up or Senrika versus everyone fight or what, but something's going down. Maybe the real, like the culprit is going to show up in like, soon. Probably. I mean, he said it was coming here. That doesn't mean he actually will, right? We'll see. Anyways, see you guys next time. Bye.